We are on page 213 today, and we're going to review what we talked about on Wednesday. Yes, sir? Okay, then you get to sit and listen. So take a look up here at this poster. Can you look at the poster? Put your eyes up here. Okay, we talked about, this will take you like 10 seconds to catch up, right, if you didn't watch it. A unit fraction, the magical thing you have to remember, put your pencil down, Sammy. The magical thing that you have to remember on a unit fraction is that the numerator is always 1. What is the numerator of a unit fraction always?
1 part of a whole.
All you have to say is 1. The numerator is 1. A unit fraction is 1 part of a whole. But I'm just asking you what the numerator is. Okay? So, we're going to be using unit fractions today. Put your pencils down. You guys, this is so fast that if you just stop and listen first, you'll be done in like a minute. Okay? So be patient. If you do it now, and I have to keep stopping and asking you to put your pencil down, it's going to take us 5 minutes. So, we can take any fraction, and we can write it 3 ways. So that's what number 9 is showing you. We can write a fraction 3/4. So this is like, again, kind of taking us back to kindergarten where we can say we can have 3. You guys, do you even remember using like linker cubes in kindergarten to show adding? Right? Okay, so we can write it as 3/4, or we can split it up. This is how you started to learn adding, and you can say 3 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1. But now we're in 4th grade, we're saying 3/4 is the same as 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Okay? And then we can fast forward to 2nd grade when you started learning the shortcut for addition is multiplication. The shortcut for addition is multiplication. So I can add 1 plus 1 plus 1, or I can multiply 1 times 3. Right? So I can say I can add 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4, or I can multiply 3 times 1/4. So that's what this poster is saying. So if you guys look at this poster, it's saying a fraction can be written as a sum. What operation do we do when we hear sum? Addition. So if we have 3/6 here, we have 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? And a fraction can also be written as a product. What operation do we do when we hear product? Of a whole number and a unit fraction. So in this example, number 9, our whole number is 3, and our unit fraction is 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to show you how easy this is, and then you can do it in 1 minute. Okay, so if we look at the next one, which is 3/8, and we split it up, how would we write it as an addition sentence? Using unit fraction. Barrett. And when I think unit fraction, I'm thinking, oh, unit fraction always has a numerator of 1. What am I going to write, Barrett, for my addition?
1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8.
Yep. That's how I write it, as a sum of unit fractions. Now, how would I write the same fraction, 3/8, as a product? When I hear product, I'm going to think multiply. A product of a whole number and a unit fraction. Brandy?
3 times 1/8.
3 times 1/8. And then, just so we can go back to our kindergarten ways, we're going to color in 3/8. It's fun. All right. See if you can finish up the page. Be careful, we're doing only unit fractions. See if you can finish up that page.
This is like preschool. I know, right? Oh, one's gonna finish the paper she did. It's a preschool, it's not covering the lines.
No.
Did you get 11 multiply 1? 1 times 5.
1/5. So not 1 times 5/5, although that is correct. But we want to write it as a product of a whole number times a unit fraction. And the unit fraction always has 1 as the numerator. So like this one, we've got 3 times 1/4. So here, we're not going to do 3 times 3/8. We're going to do 3 times 1/8. So how would you switch this one up? Okay, so I'm gonna kind of work on this while you're working on it, so you can kind of check up here while you're working. 1. I'm gonna color in 2, 3. Oh, look, I colored in the whole thing. Because 5/5 is equivalent to
1 whole.
1 whole.
Or 1.
So Mohammed, when we do the product, we're doing 5 times 1/5. Told you.
Oh my god, you almost slammed me. You almost knocked over a chair. My chair tilted. That's how light I am. Damn.
Sammy, does yours look like mine so far?
Feels nice being back in Cuba.
Hey, buddy, can you work quietly, please? Brandy, does yours look like mine so far?
I colored in this. But yeah.
Are y'all done?
Yeah. I'm just coloring in white spots. I can't wait for
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoopsies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Lee, does yours look like mine? Oops. Yep.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Yusuf, does yours look like mine?
Yeah.
Liam, does yours look like mine? How you doing over there, Mohammed? Does yours look like mine, Mason?
Yeah.
Excellent. How you doing, Olivia? Getting it? Okay. So what I want you to see, just like up on the poster, is we can write this one fraction 2 ways. Well, 3 really. We can write it like this, 7/9. We can write it like this, 1/9, 7 times, right? 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 blah, blah, blah. Or we can write the shortcut 7 times 1/9. Okay? Yes?
Would the bar be another way of showing?
Yeah, you're right. The bar is the 4th way. We're showing 7/9 on this fraction bar. Yep. Yes, Lawson?
So, what is the bar like kind of like what we used, what sometimes is on our drops, like where
Yeah.
we color in 8/16 of it, and then say how many unshaded and shaded.
Yeah, and or you could also show it in a number line, right? And this is what we do on drops, where it just looks like this. I mean, this is a big one. But you can also show fractions using a number line, so then this one would look like this, right? Because you would say, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all together. And then 7, my point is at 7/9. Yeah. Yeah? Cool. Yes, Barrett?
Why are we exploring kindergarten again?
Because we're learning fractions. We're applying something that we learned long ago to something a little bit more challenging, fractions.
I mean,
That's because you're so smart. Here we go. We're going to look at this again. It's going to seem pretty simple. Page 214. Okay, so Sammy, would you read the problem at the top of the page?
I would be on.
Oh, thank you.
John made a large sandwich with peanut butter in his pan. He asked his father to help him cut it into 6 equal pieces. To do this, they made a paper cutting guide that is as long as the sandwich. John folded the paper into 6 equal parts.
Put your pencil down, Barrett.
Father cut it.
Liam, pencil down.
Use it to cut that sandwich into equal parts.
That is a big statement.
So look what he's done. Now, this must be a very contentious family that's going to fight over the least bit of difference, right? Because they didn't say, well, we're just going to eyeball it and cut it into 6 pieces. They said, oh no, we're going to make ourselves a very special sandwich ruler out of paper. And we're going to fold it up so that we're absolutely positive that every single piece is equal so that no one cries. Right? Does anybody have a family like this? Maybe someone would cry if they got the small piece. Okay. Or fight.
No, my dad just cuts it and he makes it like the biggest piece for him.
Yes.
That's my dad.
Okay. So here's what they've done. You can kind of imagine then that these cuts would be also in the sandwich, right? So the interesting thing to notice, back to your partitioning question, Lawson, is that there's only 5 cuts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And even though you've cut it 5 times, you end up with 6 pieces, okay? So it's like our jumps. We have to remember to start here and jump because that is the fraction. Yes, Lawson?
That's because like if you had like one big sandwich and 2 people were sharing it, you only have to cut it once down the middle because it's one
Yes.
whole and you cut it once and it's 2.
2.
One half.
Yeah. Okay, so the first question says, and I have my little unit blocks up here too because we can use this as another way to see it. So this says, if each person ate 1 piece of the sandwich, what fraction of the sandwich did each person eat? And then it says fold your 6 we're not going to fold our fraction strip because we're smart enough to kind of just be able to see it. So if each person eats 1 piece, how much of the sandwich will they eat?
The one whole.
If each person eats 1, it's asking how much does each person eat? You're right, all together they will eat the whole sandwich. Yeah. Lee?
But one person would eat 1/6, right?
Each one person eats 1/6.
So 1 slice of 6.
1 slice of 6. There's 6 slices in total,
Sounds so good.
right? So they're going to eat 1/6 of the sandwich.
I'm gonna eat it.
Because what's the whole? It's a sandwich, a whole sandwich. Yes?
I know this is kind of like, can I just ask the like place that they got the sandwich from to cut it for them?
No, because it doesn't say they bought it. It says they made it.
Oh, cause like
Yes, Sammy?
it says show your work.
Show your work.
We're not supposed.
It just is giving you room over here to show your work. Do you need to do any work here? No. All right.
I hope not.
Okay, how many pieces of the whole sandwich did John's mother and father eat all together?
2/6.
Sure.
Mason?
Well, they're 2 different people, and each person gets 1/6.
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe 2/6.
Yep, and so Sammy, if we wanted to show our work, we would say mother and father eat
Mother and father.
2/6, right? So they eat 2/6 of the
I'm
sandwich.
gonna write 1/6 times 2 equals 2/6.
You could do that also.
I did both. They ate 2/6 altogether.
That's great.
I wrote
So Lawson said, I'm going to do 1/6 times 2 equals 2/6. You can do that too, also. Are you with me, Olivia? Okay. So, I see fraction. The worst thing about fractions is it always ends up talking about food.
And then you get hungry.
Yep. So, after John's mother and father got their pieces, what fraction of the sandwich was left? 4/6, right? So if we wanted to show our word, we would do 6, 6, take away 2/6, leaves us with 4/6.
Oh yeah, because they ate 2. I don't know what the last one is.
This one said John.
So 4/6 of the sandwich. Did you write this down, Barrett?
Yeah.
Okay. Sammy, will you read? Oh, you already read. Lawson, will you read number 18?
Yeah, and also like when I've always looked at those problems and always said I've always wanted wanted to learn how to do like a fraction equation.
I know, right?
Realize, I
Every
thought,
time
oh, that's gonna be so hard.
Right? Okay, remember 2 days ago when we started this and I said, how many of you are a little bit afraid of fractions? Not all of you admitted it, but look, now you're like, oh, I kind of was afraid. That was so hard.
I said
Now so easy. Okay,
John and each of his sisters were each able to have one piece of the remaining sandwiches. How many sisters does John have?
okay, so we're back to this 4, 6. So Mohammed, how much is John gonna eat?
One.
Mohammed, ventriloquism at its best.
John.
So John's gonna eat 1, 6.
Oh yeah, his sister's gonna eat 1/6 too.
Each sister's gonna eat 1, 6. So how many sisters does he have?
3.
Wait, what? One piece of remaining.
1 minus
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, oh yeah, 3. Yeah.
Because one sister's gonna eat this one sister's gonna eat this one. So is it 3, 6, Barrett?
No.
No, he doesn't have 3/6 of a sister.
He doesn't have a half of a
Maybe you would want to, but you're gonna have 3 whole sisters.
3.5 full
3 1/4.
No chopping your sisters in half. Okay, Brandy, do you have this down? 3 sisters?
Yeah.
Okay,
I tried that.
so last but not least, what ideas about fractions did we have to use to answer these questions about the sandwich? So think about what you realized about fractions today and on Wednesday, and what helped you solve these problems. Any ideas?
Teacher.
Multiplication and subtraction. We used multiplication and subtraction. What else did we use about fractions? Barrett?
Addition and multiplication, and the best teacher is helping us.
Okay, but what ideas about fractions?
I would think multiplication because in the last page we used it a lot, right?
We did use multiplication. Yep. What else?
We used the, I forgot to call it, the little blocks things.
We did use the blocks. But let's think about fraction concepts. So once we knew that they cut that sandwich into 6 parts, we still had a whole sandwich. Yes, we used this concept of unit fractions because we knew that when they cut the pizza, I keep wanting to say pizza, that when they cut the sandwich into 6 parts, each part became 1/6.
It does always seem to be pizza.
It's division.
Okay.
Because he divides them into different parts.
We did kind of divide one sandwich into 6 parts. Uh-huh. Which is why we write it like this, right? We can write 6 divided by 6, right? 6 divided by 6, and that would give us 6 times 1/6. So 6 divided by 6 equals 6 times 1/6. That's a concept of unit fractions that we learned. Right? And then we also had to know that how many 6 makes the whole sandwich. If we cut it in, yeah, so we needed to know that 6/6 is equal to 1 whole. Right? That's how we knew that once we cut the sandwich into 6, we were dealing with 6 of them, not 7 or 8.
One sandwich only, not 18.
Exactly. All right, any questions about fractions? I'm glad that you agree that it's pretty simple. Yes, Barrett?
At least all this hungry stuff was right before snack,
Right.
so we can actually get that.